Give it up. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's Team? It's your guy, G, the number one Cowboy fan. Hampton coming to you live, direct, and correct with our guy, Football Junkie, on the pound of the day. Let's give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back again, brother. Back in stride again, like Frankie Beverly say. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing lovely, man.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, hey, man, listen, we're going to get right on into it. We're going to waste these folks' time, but I've been getting requests. They want to hear from you, brother. So with that being said, man, they want to know what your thoughts are. But before we get started, something that we do all the time, man, and you know this is the weekend, the state. Let's give it up for the state fair.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the state fair, man. This is something that I think we all grew up going to, man, enjoying all the fried food that they have for us, you know what I mean? But what they're saying is how, you know, how perfect the weather is and how, you know, it's a perfect week to be at the state fair, which is true. So what's some of your experience from the state fair, and what do you like most about the state fair, brother?
And, you know, just the fanfare, the pageantry of the whole situation and stuff like that. Not just me enjoying myself, but seeing others enjoying themselves, you know, saying all races and nationalities, just all conglomeratory-wise, all up in one area, just, you know, enjoying themselves, man.
Yeah, for sure. And we can't forget about the HBCU game that goes on every year. That's Prairie View versus Grambling. Give it up.
Yeah.
Who actually won that game yesterday?
Man, I don't know. I haven't even checked in, and I was so locked in on all this other madness that was going on with this college football world. Man, it was just crazy yesterday, man.
I know it, man. I know what you say. I'm about to pull it up, man. But yeah, I'm usually on top of that, man, when it comes down to Prairie View Grambling game.
PV was the favorite.
Huh?
PV was favored.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, we had PV. I got to give it up to Crowley ISD, man. I'm repping North Crowley right now. I think they 5-0 right now. They handle their business, Ken Folk.
Yeah.
And the Funk man over here. But we actually had the opportunity to invite Prairie View to our stadium over here, man. So that was great for them to be able to come over here and rehearse and practice for all the students in the CISD stadium. So let's give it up for CISD for pulling this thing off. Yeah, man. So the state fair, I'm about to pull that up. I know, and so much was going on this weekend, man, that I had a chance to find out who actually won the game as well. But let's get right into what's going on, man. Again, I'm gonna try to get out there to state fair maybe next weekend or something like that. But I definitely gotta go do what I do, eat some of that fried food, fried donuts, fried pickles, fried bananas, everything fried, bro. Everything fried.
Yeah.
So on today's show, bro, we're gonna talk about CD's massive fine. Yeah, he had massive fine thrown his way, man. And also we're gonna get into the Cowboys Giants stats. Let's talk some Cowboy offense, Cowboys defense, and then we're gonna get into the upcoming Steelers game. And Football Junkie, we're gonna ask you when we get to it about how do you feel and what the things that the Cowboys must do in order to be successful when it comes to this Steelers and Cowboys game? Because we know this is a big rival game. I don't care what nobody. It's not just another game.
No, it's not another game. No.
You know it's not.
No. It's got blood ties to it.
Oh my gosh. I mean bragging rights and everything else, you know, you know, they all want to throw that in our face. Well, we got six. Well, you know what? You got to come through us to get that 6, brother. So we gonna definitely try to do whatever we can to keep you from getting that 7 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But with that being said, man, let's get right on into this, man, and let's get into this CD massive fine. Now, I know what people are probably thinking. They're probably thinking because when he celebrated in the end zone and threw the ball, but that wasn't the case. The case was, brother, this was reported by who is this? Outland Sports. CD Lamb fined over $22,000 for an unnecessary roughness call in week 3. So this gets the Baltimore Ravens. Oh yeah. So basically, what it is saying, although the Cowboys have already played their Week 4 game, the NFL is delivering fines to players across the league for plays in Week 3. The 25-year-old star receiver was slapped with a $22,511 fine for unnecessary roughness call in the game against Baltimore Ravens. So it says on the play, the league claims that Lamb lowered his head and delivered a blow to the chest of Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton. Lamb's helmet does appear to hit Hamilton squarely in the chest on the play. So I looked at this myself, football junkie, and I don't think it was nothing intentional. I don't know if did you see the play?
No, I didn't see the play. I'm about to go back and check it out.
Yeah, from the looks of it, man, basically Lamb caught the ball. You know how if you doing a curl route, you catch the ball, then you go to turn up field and you're getting ready to run and you see this individual coming at you. So you kind of
Mhm.
like you have to fold up.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, when he folded up and covered up, the crown of his helmet hit Kyle Hamilton squarely in the chest. But bro, this is just the way the game is. I mean, dude, they might well put flags on these guys. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they might as well.
$1,000, brother. So, what do you think about that, man?
I mean, in all retrospect, man, they taking away the natural integrity of the game. I believe if from the offensive defensive standpoint, if it looks malicious, it's malicious. If it's not, okay, when you lowering and crouching and tucking to protect yourself for oncoming individual hitting you, what do you expect the person to do?
Right.
What can they do? So okay, then they need to start finding this the Beatles quarterback. He does it a lot. He's the most notorious one.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. But this is where we are, football junkie. We are at this point where you can't hit below the thighs, or you can't hit below the belt. You can't, some things, like I say, now the horse collar is one that I really think that is kind of hard. But you can't do the drop tackle anymore. You can't hit the player when he comes 5 yards off the line. I just don't know, man. But this is what the league has come up with, and they're charging CeeDee Lamb for $22,511. So I mean, boy, I tell you, they are. I don't know. I guess they put a lot of stipulations on the game of football now, man. But
That's the competition committee, man.
Gotta be. I don't know. It's just. I don't know, and I don't know if this is one of those deals where they're trying to protect their investments. I don't know, but I mean, you're paying these players to play the game, but at the same time, you want to protect them.
Yeah,
Make it make
because
sense.
when we go back a couple of years, to that Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals game when the DB he had took a shot to the chest area by the receiver, and look what happened to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a game of impact. You need to pad your body for the impact, and that guy's he built like a high school.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. And and the game has changed. I mean, I remember, the days of grass and maybe artificial turf, things like that.
Yeah.
Days of grass, but these kind of injuries didn't happen as often because you had the grass, you had bigger shoulder pads, you had thigh pads, you had knee pads, hip pads, and butt pads.
Yeah.
So these players, you even had neck rolls. Okay.
Yeah, strapped up.
They wore neck rolls just to protect their neck. But now, I remember the days they didn't even have gloves, but now these guys, it's smaller shoulder pads. They don't strap up their helmets, no thigh pads. They're actually wearing shorts now.
Yeah. And they up wearing their mouthpiece like they're supposed to.
They don't even have to now if they don't want to. I mean, you look at them in college, the mouthpiece, what is the purpose of a mouthpiece if you just let it hang there and just swinging back and forth? But so things like that, those were put in place for protection. But if you want these guys to come out to look stylish and with these the small pads and everything, well, you are asking for trouble. You ask me. You know, I think if I was the owner, I'd be the only one out there with everybody having pads on, like Earl Campbell or somebody.
Oh yeah.
Big
Oh
old
yeah.
show. I gotta put. If I'm gonna protect my investment, that's how I'm gonna protect my investment, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, man. So that's what's going on with CD and his massive fine. But that's massive. That is massive. But oh,
Yeah. That's a nice hit.
well, they know he got $136 million contract. So yeah, of course they're gonna throw that at him, man. They need some money too, you know. So I'm sure that's like a little drop in the bucket for him. Phew. Dang. But anyway, let's get into this next topic, man. Let's talk about the this Cowboys Giants box score, brothers. So let me just run this off to you, and we'll get into it. So the final score was 20-15. The box score was basically the Cowboys had 7 points in the first quarter to New York's 3. We had 7 points in the second quarter to New York's 6. We had 3. New York had 3. We had 3 in the fourth, and New York had 3 in the fourth. So, with that being said, that is your box score, brother. So, how are you feeling about what you saw with this Cowboys offense?
Man, I wasn't impressed.
Mm.
I wasn't impressed at all. Uh, there was several opportunities that we could have had put more points on the board. I felt like, or had more sustainable drives. Uh, I don't know what the deal is with the continuity between Dak Prescott and Cook, but something's not right because uh, Dak has a penchant for either overthrowing this dude or underthrowing this dude.
Mm.
I don't
So
know what the deal is.
so true. And you know that's
I
the thing
really
about
don't.
it. I just said that on the last recording that I just put on, the last recording that I put out the other day. I said the fact that Brandon Cook, before he got here, he was 1,000-yard receiver, and I don't even think he'll get 500 yards receiving this year, just as like last year. I think he only finished like 500 if he finished with 500 yards last year. But what is I mean, and my thing was it wasn't for sure if it's the offensive play calling by Mike McCarthy, or in the scheme that Mike McCarthy uh, runs, or if it's just Dak is not looking his way. So what do you think what do you think that's all about? Because right now we're just looking at CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson, the 1-2 punch. So what's going on? Why we can't include these other receivers on a regular basis?
Man, I think it's a combination of both that and Mike McCarthy's scheme. Uh, because when you look at when we played Baltimore, you see how Dak hit Turpin for 2 touchdown passes. Hit
Yeah,
Turpin for two
yeah,
touchdown passes.
yeah,
So therefore, if Turpin, we know he's a race car anyway, but at the same time, when it comes to Cook, 1,000 yards, this dude averaged 1,000 yards every season he was in the league up until he came to the Cowboys. That lets you know that guy got hands. He got hands, and he's making plays after the catch. Uh, you have a receiver like that, you got a bona fide number two right there. So that's what he was brought in for, to be a number two, bona fide. Uh, and then when we have CD, we already know what CD will do. We already know what our tight end will do. Now we know what Turpin will do. We know what Toba to do. So, dude, this is a situation where you need to go ahead and spread the wealth. Stop trying to force things to CD Lamb so much. Open
yeah.
the game up for CD. Or CD's gonna open it up for CD opens the game up for the other receivers. Okay, then as a quarterback, you should go ahead and open the game up for CD. Make the DBs look one way or cause the defensive coordinator to look another way just to be able to get CD open and be more efficient. That offense, as we already know, we got a retarded lack of productive running game. So, I mean, come on. Come out there and be like Tony Romo was when he had all them undrafted free agent, no name wide receivers. Spread the wealth.
Yeah. And as we talk about this offense, let's talk about this running game, man. So did you notice how we excuse me, how we scored that one touchdown by the running back? It was a screenplay. It was
Screenplay. Yeah.
Where has the screenplay been all this time?
Yeah. And you've been saying that. You've been saying that.
And it worked. It
It worked.
worked. So, I mean, again, like you say, this backfield, and I mentioned this as well, but I think when we talk about Zeke, I think Zeke has been labeled as a situational running back.
Okay.
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 I've just been thinking about him, like, why is this guy not getting the time on the field like he should? But after just thinking about it and just watching the game, it seems that that's what it is. It's Zeke is a situational running back. And how do you feel about him being a situational running back versus, Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, and Hunter Luke in the mix as well?
Making Zeke a situational back can cause things to become too obvious or too scripted. Because when you allow Zeke to just be a situational back, okay, Cowboys, what y'all supposed to do? Y'all supposed to pass? Use him as a pass blocker? Or y'all supposed to hand it off to him? Y'all supposed to do one or two things. So they're gonna basically play you from the defensive front standpoint of maybe he's gonna be running. Linebackers and DBs are gonna be on the alert for a pass. So
I,
I mean, basically, being that the offensive line hasn't formally gelled like they have or should have, I mean, you could really pretty much blitz that offensive line with maybe 4 or 5 men at the most and get away with it.
so that leads us to Tyron Guyton and his play.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about Tyler's Guyton play up to this point right now?
Hey,
And Cooper Beebe.
Cooper Beebe, I'm gonna go with Beebe first. I think Beebe's been doing an outstanding job. It really is. I see his growth and development. He's really done a real good job as a rookie, man. He really has. As far as guidance going on over there at the left tackle spot, man, he is no man's land over there. Because that right there, we already know what that is over there, man. That's a war zone.
Yeah. And
I
that's the
mean,
blind side.
I have to say he's been doing a relatively decent job. I ain't gonna say good. He's been doing a decent job. But I mean, what more can you expect from a rookie too much out there, man? Unless he's just all world. We done had some all worlds over there, but I mean, right now we're just playing it by ear with this guy.
People had been saying, well, man, you guys better be careful with New York, man. They gonna probably copycat the same thing with the last two teams y'all play. They might do the same thing. So there's a possibility y'all might lose this game. But now after we have won, now they're saying it's only the Giants. So how do you respond to that?
Well, with me being not too impressed with the offensive production, man, I ain't gonna just say it's the Giants. I still say Mike McCarthy, man. I ain't gonna say it's just the Giants. It's Mike McCarthy because look, the defense only gave up 15 points, and all those 15 points was off of field goals. Field goals exclusively. Field goals exclusively.
Yeah, and that's so true. That's so true. And when you talk about the defense, we're gonna go to that in just a second. But going back to this offense, we scored 2 touchdowns in the first half, and only
Yeah.
field goals in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So again, we fizzled out again.
Yeah.
I'm like you. We have to turn this and point the finger at Mike McCarthy and his outdated offense. I mean, there's no way that we score only 14 points in that first half, and then field goal second half. if I'm an opposing team and I'm getting ready to play this guy, I know what I need to do. This guy, they can't score. So I'm going to
Yeah.
pin my ears back for if I'm an opposing team, and I'm going to pressure, 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 and give them different looks to make sure that Dak is confused, and we're not really worried about the running game. But we're going to
No.
make Dak beat us with his arm. So again, man, we fizzled out in the second half again, man, and it's just like we cannot be consistent with this offense of scoring points, man. And I also look at, and when I was evaluating the offense, I look at Dak Prescott being in the huddle versus doing the 2-minute drill. It seems to me that Dak is more effective when he just lines up on the line and run the offense. And I was
Yeah.
telling some folks this, I can't folk them this last week. I said, man, let's just watch and see the difference between when Dak goes into the huddle versus him calling the plays on the line. And when I saw that, I said, you know what? It seems like that Dak does better in an up tempo type of offensive scheme. But it's, and I say, Mike McCarthy, sit on the sideline, manage the game, and then when it comes to a penalty or a timeout, then you implement a play call. Get that one play
Hmm.
call from there. Dak, get back up to the line of scrimmage. Let's go. You know,
Yeah.
it just seems like that works better for Dak. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I agree with you on that 110% because I'm gonna piggyback on with you on this. We have no red zone offense whatsoever. All our
What?
points were scored outside of the red zone. We couldn't do nothing but kick field goals in the second half due to the point we couldn't move the ball. Uh, to be honest with you, when it comes to this upcoming game against Pittsburgh, they're going to have an up tempo offense against them folks. So
Right.
that could just read the defense and take what they give him because that's what he does. He read it, go through his progression, he takes what the defense give him. He does a good job of going through his progressions. I give him that. He does a
Just
real
needs
good
the
job.
time. He needs the time. Right.
And
Right.
yeah, he needs the time. And then when he was in that up tempo offense, he wasn't as if he was pressured to force the ball to CD Lamb. He just went to slinging that ball to whomever.
Right. Right. And hopefully, I don't know if Mike McCarthy feel that he has to implement his plays, but again, you got Mike McCarthy and you got Brian Schottenheimer. Somebody on that sideline needs to recognize that, you know what, this guy does better with a no-huddle offense. And maybe that should be the scheme for next week. But let's get into these the overview right quick. So Dak Prescott was 22 for 27 for 21 yards with two TDs versus Daniel Jones having 29 of 40 for 281 and one interception. Rico Dowdle had 11 carries for 46 yards. CeeDee Lamb had seven reception for 98 yards and one TD. Who else we have? And then on the rushing, Zeke Elliott had 5 for 19. CeeDee Lamb had. That's what I don't want to see. Why in the hell are we looking at CeeDee Lamb in the backfield, bro? When you already
Yeah,
got a running back battle. What the crap is that about?
yeah,
That's something I don't want to see no more. And I don't know why. I understand that he's the $136 million. Leave him at receive. If you want to move him around from outside to inside or something like that. But in the backfield, that's ridiculous.
yeah.
I'm gonna finish this up. Jake Ferguson had 7 for 49, and Jalen Tolbert had 3 for 24. Brandon Cook, bro. Brandon Cook had one reception for 16 yards.
And I saw two of them where he was overthrown or on the throne.
Yeah.
I recall that. But I'm gonna tell you something. What you just said though, I would play. They should put CD Lamb at the slot and cause so much distraction across the middle till it opens up everybody else on the outside.
I don't think Mike McCarthy offense is designed like that. It's not. I don't see it that hard. I think this is why Aaron Rodgers got rid of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, got rid of Mike McCarthy, and he stood up like a man as a team captain and said, you know, this is not working. This
Dak
is
need to
not
do
working.
that.
You want me to be the quarterback? Somebody got to go. Either I got to go or Mike McCarthy got to go.
Dak need to do that.
Dak needs to do that. Dak needs to step up and basically say, listen, man, let me run this NASCAR offense and let me do it. And then when I need help, I'll look to the sideline and I'll ask you for help. But let me run this NASCAR. So that's where we are. But what is this thing with CD in the backfield?
They trying to utilize him like they did, like Oklahoma did when he was in college, because he's good at running the ball, but he's no Debo Samuels.
Lead
He's not
that to the
Debo.
running backs.
No.
Leave it to the running backs, bro. But yeah, I didn't like that. But again, here we are. Like I say, we see Brandon Cook, and as a receiver, bro, played receiver before. In high school. I'm gonna tell you that I know there's things I have to do for the team, but damn it, I'm not gonna keep running out for these passes, and then they overthrow them, and then you're not even looking my way. That was Amari Cooper's problem.
Yeah.
That was Amari Cooper. Everybody said, "Oh, he's not a team player." And with that, if I'm running these routes and I'm creating separation and I'm open and you overthrow me or you're not looking my way, I have a problem with that. And that
I
same thing
take
with
myself out the
CD.
game.
That same thing with CD. CD like, okay, I don't care, man. Get me the ball. And
Yeah.
a quarterback and an offensive coordinator has to understand the thinking of a receiver. I'm not going to keep running. And this has happened so many times to our receiver under this Mike McCarthy's offense. Look at Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup was the scapegoat, and they said he performed poorly. No, he didn't perform poorly. You didn't throw him the ball. He got tired of running them deep routes, and the ball was not coming to him. That was the problem,
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
So we know now that this offense is only designed for the primary receiver, which is CeeDee Lamb, and the secondary receiver, which is Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
But anyway, we could talk about this offense all day, bro. Let's get right on to this defense and what we saw in this defense, man. So the defense held the New York Giants, who their new New York Giants kicker, to 5 field goals. So he actually had a great outing.
Yeah.
His first game with the Giants. And I think you and I can really relate on when you have to rely on your kicker, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Way too much.
We've
It don't make no sense.
So I'm sure I understand New York's pain that the day after, because I know like they probably were shaking their head like, what? We did not even get into the end zone. 5 field goals. We know about that. So what do you think? What are your thoughts about this defense and what you saw on the game between the Giants and the Cowboys?
I still wasn't impressed. We're playing Daniel Jones. He's the dumbest quarterback in the NFL. He's the dumbest starting quarterback in the NFL, man. I mean, literally, he's the dumbest starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
The dumbest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they was
not impressed.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not impressed. Go ahead. I'm not impressed. Daniel Jones, man. Who's Daniel Jones, man?
Yeah, so true. I mean, so it shows that Giants had 16 first down. There was 5 of 16 for third down efficiency, 3 for 4 fourth down efficiency, 3 of 4. Let's see. They allow 1 sack.
1 sack. See what I'm saying? 1 sack.
And he threw 1 interception. So time of possession. New York had it for 35 minutes and 37 seconds, and we have 24 minutes and 23 seconds. So
that's that problem again.
Yeah. So we gave up 277 yards passing, but we only gave up 26. Now, let's football joke. We only gave up 26 yards in rushing yards. So, and we only gave up 4.7 yards per play. So, what do you think? I mean,
can you give me that stat line on how many total carries, man, that the Giants have versus the total passes that Daniel Jones threw?
Yeah. You're so true.
Yeah. Hey, man, look. That dude, man, that running back that they got over there at New York, man, he's their lone bright spot. Yeah. Along with the rookie wide receiver. Those 2 dudes are going to carry them through the season right now. He looks good replacing Saquon Barkley. There's a couple of plays where we lost it. He was able to get out on the outside. Now let's just go. Let's think about if we played against a more efficient running game. What would
Yeah,
have happened? We would have gave us some
500
touchdowns.
team.
Yeah, we would have gave us some touchdowns. If that was a more efficient running game, we would have gave us some touchdowns. We really would have.
So I looked at it like this, football junkie, and I understand this is, all we need to do is win, uh, win win our rival games, our division games, and win 4 on the road games, and we're in the playoffs. I don't know how difficult that's going to be, but with this defense and against this New York Giants team, I thought that this was the perfect game to measure or to make the adjustments. We did what we supposed to do, but again, we did not know what we was uncertain about what it's going to look like when we played the Giants. We really didn't know, but really and truly, the Giants really do suck. They suck.
They suck. They suck.
Yeah, the ball. I'm surprised he's still there. I thought he was going to be a little bit more mimicking the other teams that let Daniel Jones run the ball. But I have no idea what they got going on in New York. But I thought this was a good game for us to kind of build up some confidence, regardless who it was. But now, and this was a Thursday night game, we have time to prepare for the Steelers. But at the same time, I'm still kind of concerned about this 4-3 defense, bro, because a lot of these players that we have on this team, these are Dan Quinn boys, or are these guys that are these boys that that Mike Zimmer can use to do what he needs to do, or what's going on with this defense?
Man, the defense is. I was looking at that game, man. Some of those players looked out of position. They was not taking on the right path of direction towards the run. Ain't no way Daniel Jones almost probably was the leading rusher for the team last on Thursday night too, because it was a couple of plays Daniel Jones popped the Cowboys for a couple of big runs. He shouldn't even get up out of there like he did. Uh, that that 4-3, man, Cowboys need to go to go to a 3-2, a 5-2, man.
Yeah,
They need to go, man.
3-2-5, 3-2-5,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You okay? If you want to use Michael Parsons as a defensive end, you might well let him be an outside linebacker all the way instead of a defensive end. He'll
Yeah.
serve the purpose better as an outside linebacker than a defensive end.
And like I say, this when a 4-3, you're not going to get pass rushes. You're going to get run stoppers. I don't know
Yeah.
where you're going to, and so knowing that Michael Parsons is a pass rusher, this is not the defense for him. So if you
No.
want him to chase down the ball edge from sideline to sideline, or to cover one sideline, you put him on the at the linebacker position so he can run down these outside runs or these plays that's ran in the flats. But this 4-3, man, I think basically is outdated for a way these younger and we talk about Dable over there on the other side. He's an old school coach as well, and that's why the game is changing. These young coaches are reinventing the game of football. They are sprucing up and they're spicing up the offense. So this 4-3 is built for a double tight end, wishbone,
Yeah.
veer
Yeah.
left, veer right type of offense, and they're not running that anymore, bro. They're running 4 wides, they're running 5 wides, and if you want to use Parson on this defense, now I'm gonna say this. Yesterday, was it Nick Saban said something, and when he's talking about the defensive offense or whatever the case may be, like somebody's coming to my door, but they're gonna have to wait. But what they were saying is basically you have to match numbers with numbers, okay?
Yeah.
So, and that's our biggest problem, man. We run with a 4-man line on the defense while they got 2 double tights and they have a running back. So what happens when you run that? That means now these offensive players are able to release off the line and put a body on a body. But
Okay.
so what I'm saying is keep Michael Parsons at the linebacker and add him on the line as a stand-up lineman if you need to slow down and disrupt this offensive line. So as fans, you and I, why can't these coaches see this?
Mike McCarthy playing checkers and everybody else playing chess, man. That's why.
Could it be everybody else is playing checkers and he and Mike McCarthy's trying? They making the game simple and Mike McCarthy's trying to make it complicated. I don't know. Either or, it's one to do, but it's not matching up, right?
It's not matching up. It's not matching up. It's not matching up whatsoever, man. Mike McCarthy's man. Somebody need to take a stand. Maybe Jared might be waiting on somebody to take a stand. Because Mike is not the guy for that team. Cowboys is really a talented team.
They very much
got a lot of talent. It's
really
just it's being wasted. It's being wasted. I'm starting to feel like Zimmerman ain't the guy neither.
Yeah, too old school. They're gonna have to bring some young coaches in here, man. I mean, when we played the Ravens, the defensive coordinator was 32 years old, and the offensive coordinator that was up in the box, I think he was about 34, 35 years old. And we're still trying to play this old school, outdated offense and the old school, outdated defense. We were penalized 11 times for 89 yards, and a majority of those came from the offensive side of the ball. Now, let me say this here. One thing I can say is we know who's being held accountable. The defensive players are being held accountable while the offensive players are not.
Exactly. Yeah.
One thing I can say about Zimmer, and you can probably believe Zimmer as a head coach as that fire starter to get on their butts, and I'm sure that's what he did this week. Got into their butts and told them, look, we're not playing this way. You're not going to embarrass me. So you didn't have a lot of penalties coming from the defensive side of the ball because they're being held accountable. But when it comes to Mike McCarthy, if it's a penalty, he just moves on. But nobody, holds these players accountable. Not even Dak. Hey, look, man. Hey, I need you to get your head in the game. Something. But yeah, the accountability on the offensive side of the ball, it really hurts us, and we cannot afford that on next week. So with that being said, we got the Steelers coming up next, and one thing that is a game killer is the penalties on our Cowboys team. So with this upcoming Steelers game, brother, what is the game plan? And what do you see? We'll get a chance to watch the Steelers and see how they play today. But again, we need to figure out what this game plan is going to look like against the Steelers.
Stop the run and make Jalen Fields beat us with his arm. That's the game plan. Anything outside of that, Cowboys tripping.
Yeah, make him throw the ball.
Make him throw the ball.
We're still. I mean, we know what he can do with his legs.
Yes, sir.
With his legs. So you're absolutely right. We need to load that box. You cannot. I'm gonna tell you right now. You cannot come out there with a four down lineman on that defense and think you're gonna stop the run. And it's because 4-3, man. That means you got 3 of your linebackers inside of the D end. They're not spread out outside. They're inside. So basically, you're leaving those edges open. You're leaving the edges open, dude. This is Pee Wee style football. 4-3, you're Pee Wee and Pee Wee.
Okay. We teaching these youngsters the bare necessities of the game, the fundamental side of the game. Come on, man. In a 4-3. Come on, man.
So I guess this is when we're going to see if our coaches become creative. If they become creative, and like you said, we have to stop the run on this defensive side of the ball. And I say with Mike McCarthy is definitely going to have to allow Dak to run the NASCAR offense. This is the ingredients and this is the blueprint that they should run by. Like what you said, stop the run, and I say at the same time, run the NASCAR. Let them line up. Do not let the defense get set, because now we know the big thing with T.J. Watts. T.J. Watts is out there now. T.J. Watts usually plays on the side of Terrence Steele, which he'll probably blow by Terrence Steele because Terrence Steele is not even Terrence Steele anymore. He's Terrence Clado.
Yeah. Terrence out of there, man. He out of there.
So he's going to have a field day on whatever side that he plays on. So I wouldn't be surprised they slide him over onto Tyler Guyton's side. But I think this is an opportunity that they need to make sure in this game plan that they have help for either side to be able to
Okay.
move that tight end wherever side he's on. They're able. That's another game plan. If TJ Watts is on the left side, you're able to move that tight end to the left side. You know what I'm saying? If he's to the right side, move that tight end. So you got to come up with a game plan to be able to help these tackles because they're definitely going to need help. You think?
They're gonna need a bunch of help.
Yeah.
TJ coming.
Yeah. So
He's coming.
yeah. So these are some of the things the Cowboys are going to do, man. They're going to again. We're going to see how creative they're going to be, football junkie, and we got plenty of time to get healthy. Well, we don't know about Michael Parsons and Tank Lawrence right now. They're dealing with issues right now, but I say the next man up, brother. What you say?
Next man up. Next man up.
So that probably put Nealon out there, and I guess Carl Lawson.
Yeah. Nealon don't look bad himself when he do come out there.
He does not. Let him get some playing time and put Micah back. But I would love to see Kendrick, Micah. If you're gonna run this 4-3, Kendrick, Micah, and Overshown.
Yeah.
At linebackers.
Yeah. But you know what? Cowboys was go to a 3-4. You know, they have to have put Hendricks and Michael Parsons at the outside and let them two youngsters run the inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Would give them. That would give the Cowboys a formidable attack right there.
Man, that's something to say. And basically, just do a base scheme. You know, it don't have to be nothing major, man. Just we got a man-to-man scheme out of this. We got a zone scheme and we got a run scheme. And if you need to go back to 4-3, you can jump back in your 4-3. But you got to change that. The 4-3 is not going to work. I just don't think it's going to work. That's why these edges, because it's so easy to conceal, to contain your defensive end, and it's so easy to contain your outside linebacker. And you know you're building that wall. So, and you know, Saints showed us how it's done. They showed us how it's done. But that's where we are, brother. So, what you got going on rest of the day, brother?
Getting junked out on that football.
I know it. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do the same thing. I got to run some errands, but I got to get on back here and check out some of these scores and what's going on. But hey, man, let's get ready for next week's game, and we'll chime back in before the game on between the Dallas Cowboys and the Steelers. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You got any final words before we get out of here?
Man, I was gonna ask you this. This is what I was gonna ask you, man. Would you rather for the Cowboys not make the playoffs or go to the playoffs and get their ass kicked?
Wait a minute. That's a hard question, but the reason I say that, because you just mentioned it earlier. We have the talent. We have the talent. I don't care what nobody says. The talent is there. Now, maybe at that cornerback position, that's going to be a problem. We've got to figure out what we're going to do at this cornerback. But if we can just hold on to DeRon Bland gets back, I think we'll be okay. But, dude, that's a hard question because...
What's up with Dalvin Cook? Come on, man. Come on.
I think, and you say that because I was also thinking about this. I say, hey, we're going to get out of here, man. I also said the reason we brought Zeke back, because we're not making him a primary running back. I think we picked Zeke up because we knew Dan Quinn was going to go get him.
What that was going to do?
I'm just saying, it's the same thing we did with Trey Lance. We did not want our rival teams to pick up neither one of these players. So what we do, we bring them on our team, and what we do, we sit them in the back and tell them to, sit down somewhere. But we're gonna just hold you so nobody else get that. That's the only thing I can think of, because we did Trey Lance the same way. We didn't want our rival teams to pick him up, so we just pick him up and just hold on to him. They do that. They will do that. Same thing like in college. They'll bring these guys in and hold them so that the rival team can't pick them up. But I don't know what's up with Dalvin Cook, man, but when you going back to what you were saying, I don't want to get our butts kicked. I really don't. But I think it's going to happen due to the fact this old school coaching style is just not going to allow us to make the playoffs. But again, like I said, all we have to do is win our division and win 4 road games, and we're in the playoffs. How hard is that?
Very.
All right, man. So, I want to thank everybody for stopping through and checking us out today, man. Big shout out to Football Junkie for always coming on, keeping it real, keeping the real spiel with everybody. You know, everybody wanted to know, hey, we want to hear from Football Junkie and see what he got on his mind. So here it is, Football Junkie that told you what he thought about this Cowboy team and what's going to take place in the upcoming game with the Steelers. So do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video is posted. But again, thank everybody for being a part of this channel. And again, like I always say, we would not be where we are today without you guys. Football Junkie, thank you, man, again, man, for coming on, hanging out with us, man. As far as being part of the Cowboys Huddle podcast, we all know that you always are welcome. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold you no longer. Let's get into some football. Like I always say, stay safe and continue to be blessed.